Welcome back to the Blacksheep channel. Today I have a treat for you. We are talking about a brand new pistol, the Glock 44. Just bought it for the wife. If you watched the last video, or the video before that, you've been following us, and she went through her CPL training. Long story short, she did it with a rental gun at the range, happened to be a Glock 44. She got out of her qualification, of course passed, and said, what is that gun? I need to have that gun. And that's what we're talking about today, the Glock 44. We are clear, folks, we're good. All right, so we're gonna talk about the Glock 44 at the range. We finally got this thing out to the range. The wife got to put about 150 rounds through it. Normally I like to shoot more than that during my range days, but during this whole thing, ammo has become difficult to find. 22 LR, not so much difficult to find, but still we dipped into our reserve to do some shooting on the Glock 44, and this is to show you. Let me roll some of that footage right now so you can see us at the range. The wife shot it, I shot it. We'll splice that in here. Okay. Shooting this right here. Winchester 40 gauge. Wow, much better, see? Aim small, miss small. You're in there. Okay.
That was crap.
Go ahead and drop the mag.
Wow.
Push the mag release. There you go.
What the hell?
Push the mag. Keep your finger off the trigger. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Not that good. check and see.
So she loved the thing. We were shooting, by the way, we're shooting still at 5 yards, the 5 yard line. That's where the wife qualified for her CPL, and we're still shooting there, working on some of her basics. Okay, so that's why we're so close. If some of you saw the video and wondering what range are they shooting at, well, we're shooting at 5 yards still. Okay, that's what she qualified at, and that's what we're starting at. Until she gets a little bit better, then we'll move on back. That's the way it works, right? So what do we think of this thing, and how did we do as far as reliability? We shot CCI mini mags, 40 grainers, and we shot Winchester Super X. These are PowerPoint copper plated, also 40 grainers. The Winchesters are advertised at 1280, and the CCIs are advertised at 1235 feet per second. We experienced, if you watch the video carefully in there, and maybe I'll split it in here, show you right where we just had a minor stovepipe. And by a minor stovepipe, I mean the wife, Mrs. Blacksheep, was shooting, and I think she was coming near the end of a magazine. It was almost empty, and she got a classic stovepipe. The ejected shell kind of spun up like this, and as the slide came forward, it caught it right in here. That's called a stovepipe. But it just about cleared. That's why I call it an almost stovepipe. It was with the CCI mini mags, by the way. Winchesters for us ran flawlessly. She had just one in the 100 rounds of the CCI. We had 100 rounds of CCIs. We had about 50 to 60 rounds left over of that Winchester. Winchester ran flawlessly. We shot that first. Then we went to the CCI, 100 rounds of CCI mini mags, and somewhere in the 3/4 of the way through that 100 pack, she had that minor stovepipe. Other than that, we had zero malfunctions in the gun. Accuracy was pretty impressive. I shot it for a while, and yeah, we shot. Once there were so many holes in the target, I just kind of aimed for the guy's teeth, and I was moving a little bit left to right, evidently, because I kind of went right across his teeth with my group there. But pretty darn accurate as far as shooting to point of aim. I was pretty impressed with it. I will say this: I haven't had a whole bunch of experience with Glocks. The wife has owned a Glock before I have. This is her first Glock. I don't own a Glock. I've never owned one. The trigger on this baby was a little bit better than what I was expecting. I don't know if it's typical of the new Glock triggers, the new Gen 5s at all, but it was a little bit better than what I was expecting. Yeah, the reset's tactile and audible, as you can hear, and nice crisp break. It wasn't too bad. It was a lot better trigger than what I remember Glocks having. Let's put it to you that way. And I guess maybe it's been Gen 1, Gen 2 that's in my mind as far as Glock triggers being super mushy. Because by now, that's not a bad trigger. The one complaint the wife had, okay? Right there. And I told her, it's okay, honey, I felt so proud. It's a normal complaint to say, this magazine release is a little hard for her to actuate. And if you really look at it, it's smoothed over pretty good. You look at it up close, and it does take some serious pressure to activate. So I told the wife, I said, the good news is, honey, Glock has got lots of parts available in the aftermarket world, so we're going to start hunting around for an extended mag release for her Glock 44. Hopefully that won't be a challenge. We'll keep you guys up to date on this. Other than that, Mrs. Blacksheep, did you have any other complaints about the gun?
No.
Yeah, she loves it. She loves her new Glock.
Yes,
so,
I do.
Yeah, her only complaint was the mag release button is a little hard to actuate, and she says she had her grip holding the other side. When she pushed it, it pops out on the other side. She felt like she was fighting her grip the way she was gripping it. Now that she knows it pops out the other side, it's not such an issue for her. But still, we're going to get an extended mag release for her on that somehow. And that's our impressions of the Glock 44 so far. We're going to shoot the heck out of this because we can still buy 22 LR ammo. We just got another spare magazine. I bought her a spare magazine when we bought it, so she's got 3 or 4 mags now. So we're going to take it to the range and shoot a good 300 or 400 rounds through it and kind of give it a good reliability run and see how it goes. But most of what I've been buying for it so far has been the CSI Mini Mag. So I'm going to stick with 40 grainers. I'm not going to tempt fate and go below 40 grainers with this one particularly. Other channels have done that and you can explore that stuff. We're going to stick with 40 grainers when we shoot this Glock. So Glock 44, wife loves it. We've been playing with some new holsters. We'll keep you up to date. This is a Blackhawk holster that I bought at Dunham's. I'll give them credit there. Inside the waistband, easy to handle, and it's designed for the Glock 19. It fits her Glock 44 perfectly. She also really favors my Phobos paddle holster that I've been carrying with my my Taurus G2C for a long time. She really likes this one because the paddle is really comfortable, a lot more comfortable than inside the waistband, especially when you've got tight jeans on. So we're going to do some future videos on holster selection, holster fit, and all that sort of thing. And that brings me to next week's video. We're going to talk about printing. Anybody know what printing is? There's the G2C, and that is the stealth operator that it's in. Inside the waistband, stealth operator multi-fit holster. So I did a video on the outside waistband just last week. You can right up here or look for it last week. This is inside the waistband. So we're testing this one out this week with a bunch of guns, and we're going to talk in the next video about that holster, and we're going to talk about printing and what that is and how to avoid it. So I appreciate you guys joining me here on the Blacksheep channel. Remember, we are commercial free, and I've decided we're going to stay commercial free for a while. Those mid-roll ads you see on some of the big channels are a pain in the keister. So no commercials. Give me a subscribe if you hadn't subscribed yet. Give me a thumbs up, help me out with the algorithm. We're going to grow the channel a little bit, and we're going to stay commercial free so we can give you this content without all the stupid commercials. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time here on the Blacksheep channel.